different job titles that you're trying to search for, different industries that you're trying to look for, locations, and employee counts. What's going on, guys? Anthony here. So today I'm going to show you exactly how to scrape 500 new leads every single day automatically. Now, the way that we're going to be doing that is basically with a website called Apollo and then another website called Apify. Now, if you haven't heard of these, they're pretty simple. Apify is basically a website that has different apps that allow you to literally scrape websites for the information off of them. And Apollo is just a database with tons of leads and emails for you to find. So basically the way that we're going to do this is go to my school community, click on the YouTube prompts tab, and then find the post with the same title as the video that you're watching now. And I'm going to have the file. So just go ahead and download the file. Then go to n8n and open a new workflow. Once you've done that, go to these three dots, import from file. It's going to be called autoclientfinder.json. Go ahead and import that, and you're going to see the entire workflow. Now, the way that this works is basically every day at a certain time. I have this set currently at 2 a.m., but you could change that to whenever. But basically, it's going to automatically run. After that, it's going to go into a set variables node, which is going to basically have different information about once you get your Apify API key, you can enter that there. This is going to contain however many leads that you want to find, different job titles that you're trying to search for, different industries that you're trying to look for, locations, and employee counts. This is basically the filters that you'll use in order to filter out the leads that you're trying to find. So after that, we're going to use a Google Sheet node. This is basically so that you can designate your Google Sheet that you want to put your leads into. So I just call mine research. So that's what mine's going to look like. It's going to be sheet 1. All right. Then we're going to use some code. And basically what this does is it ranks based on whether you want a certain industry or a certain job title to be important, middle important, or not as important. And basically what this allows you to do is it allows you to prioritize sending emails to the job titles and the industries that you think will be more valuable. So that's pretty cool. And then basically what it does is it just puts all the filters together to create the final search URL that we'll use in order to scrape Apollo for the leads that you're trying to find. Next, we're going to use an HTTP node. This basically just uses a post request to Apify's API endpoint, and that's basically going to start the search using that URL. After that, it's going to wait, I think, 1 minute, and it's going to just constantly check to see if this is completed yet. And if it's done, then it's going to go ahead and scrape those results. And then if it's already in the database, then it'll actually deduplicate it, which basically means that it's not going to allow duplicates. It's only going to keep one of them. So it's going to keep non-matches. After that, we're going to extract the information, sanitize it to make sure that it matches the format that we're going to use in order to automatically send the emails later. Finally, we're going to only keep the verified emails from the USA because those are basically the best leads. After that, we're going to append the information to our Google Sheet. And basically what that'll do is that'll continuously add the leads to Google Sheet. Finally, we're going to update the index. And basically, the point of the index is so that we can basically keep track of like the date, right? So every day it's going to run, and then we can basically keep track of where we're at. So that's perfect. All right, so now that that is all set up, all you need to do is follow these instructions here. So the way that this works is it actually scrapes a website called Apollo. And in order to do that, you actually have to sign up for an Apify account with an active plan. Now, the reason for that is because they don't allow you to use the Apify API on a free plan. The nice thing is you get 5 free credits every month. So if you want to do some manual scraping, you're welcome to do that. But even then, you're only able to scrape up to 100 leads at a time. But with this one, you're able to scrape up to 3,000 at one time. And by signing up for, I think their lowest plan is like $39, you get 32,500 leads. So it's very affordable. And obviously, you don't want to manually scrape 300 times just to get that, right? Plus, you're not going to have enough credits to do that anyways on the free plan. So go ahead and sign up just using this this link right here. It does support me, so that's pretty cool. Just open that up and hit go to console, and then you'll be able to sign up for that. And then basically the way that this works is we're going to find some job titles. So if you're trying to find leads for founders, you would select things like Chief Executive Officer, Founder, Co-founder, President. For sales leaders, VP of Sales, Sales Director, so on and so forth, right? So basically the point of this is you're going to be able to select and filter for the job titles that you want. So let's say I'm trying to target marketing leaders, then I'll just enter these into the, let's see, workflow variables node over here. So it's going to be the job titles. I will just put them in here, okay? And then same thing applies to ordered industry IDs. Basically, the point of this is we're going to make a list of all of the industries that we're trying to scrape for. So let's say that I'm trying to find leads in the computer software industry and the construction industry. All that I would do is basically copy this and put a comma, then copy this and just append it to the end of that. And basically what that'll do is once you've done that, you're going to get something that looks like this. It's just going to be a long string of these IDs separated by commas. And the point of that is so that later on in our code node here, we're basically going to get all that information and then put it into a really clean, beautiful URL in order to initiate that search. And just to make it really easy, I made a list of all of those industries for you right here. But basically the way that you would get that is you would go to apollo.io. This is what their homepage looks like. You would just hit sign up for free. Now I've already done that. So once you log in, you're going to see this page. And basically in order to see the people, you're going to go to the left. As you can see, the toolbar basically pops out and you can hit on this tab called people. Go ahead and hit on people and you'll see a toolbar here that basically says industries and keywords. So industries is what we're looking for here. Go ahead and click on that. And as you can see, it says that you're able to search different industries. So go ahead and drop that down. And now it's basically giving you a list of different industries that you can search for. So by the way, the default URL is right here. So it doesn't really mean much, but that's just what the default is. And you'll see where I'm getting when I show you. But once you click on an industry, I'm going to go ahead and click on information technology and services. You can see that the URL just updated with this new information, right? So if I click in and if I scroll over to the right, I should be able to see the industry tag ID that just got appended to the end of this URL. And so that's how basically I was able to find the fact that this ID is equivalent to this filter. So I just did that for all of the industries and this is the result, okay? And so basically the point of this is that now that we have all the IDs, like I was saying earlier, just append them with commas in between and you'll be able to filter for all of those industries. Next, there are some additional optional filters that you can use for location. So if you're looking only for the United States, you could say United States. If you want to do multiple countries, you could do that. Or if you can even do a mix of them. So I think the default I have is just United States because, like I said, those are typically the best leads. But again, if you wanted to do a different country, you would have to go over here and remove this because this is basically filtering out for only things that are from the United States. Okay. Now, ready? Back over here. Finally, there is a filter for employee count. Now, this is basically how large of a company are you targeting? Are you looking for a startup with these? Or are you looking for a pretty, medium-sized business? Or are you looking for enterprise? So this basically just allows you to change the kind of size of the business that you're targeting. And of course, if you're not trying to filter by them, you can just leave it blank and that'll basically not filter by that parameter, okay? And that basically concludes it. I just showed you how to automatically scrape thousands of leads every single day using Apollo and Apify. And by the way, if you're interested in learning how to build and sell AI voice agents, go ahead and go to my channel where I just released my full 3-hour course on basically how to do that using VAPI and 8n. So go ahead and check that out. It's pretty cool. And make sure you hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.